And folks, Chief Meteorologist Nick Lilia here, taking a look at the tropical update for September 8th of 2020, brought to you by the folks over there at Pine Belt Gutters and Remodeling. 2 days away from the peak of hurricane season. We've got 2 names added to the list since last week, Paulette and Renee. We also have 2 more areas out there worth watching, Sally, Teddy next up on the list, and Vicky and Wilfred after that. The areas that we got tabs on, well, we got one wave coming off the coast of Africa. We've got Renee, Paulette, and then another wave a little bit closer to home. And that's 4 areas to keep tabs on. If we had all 4 named at the same time, it would be the first time since, I believe, 2018 that we've had 4 named storms. We'll start things out with Paulette. Currently pegged to stay as a tropical storm as it kind of drifts its way off to the west-northwest and then takes more of a northwesterly turn around a ridge of high pressure. Wind at 65 miles an hour. It's likely going to stay there or weaken a little bit as it interacts with a little bit of shear and a more unfavorable environment as we head through the next couple of days. Paulette behind that one, pegged to be a Category 1 before curlicuing off to the north and eventually back around to the north and east. There's actually an outside chance, and I didn't rig up any of the spaghetti plots, but there's an outside chance this actually kind of does like a little dance out here and maybe does a big loop-de-loo. We'll have to kind of wait and see. If it did, it probably would be a shell of itself by the time it got back around the loop, but nevertheless, it is a tropical storm. We've got this area of interest with a 30 to 40% chance of development as we head through the next couple of days. This is pretty broad and pretty disorganized as of now, but the Hurricane Center is saying as we head through the next 48 hours or so that it could develop into something. More likely to see development is this guy over here coming off the coast of Africa with a 10% chance over the next 48 hours, okay, but a 70% shot as we head through the next 5 days, and you'll see why as we get into the modeling here. We've got, I'll highlight these here, we got Paulette and Renee, and then that area just off of the coast. This was an area that I said that we may need to watch. This was a couple of days ago, this was last week. Didn't really develop into anything. There was that little wave into the Caribbean that had like a 10% chance of development. If that thing would have lifted to the north, it may have gotten into an area, but that did not happen. So we just have our 3 that we can see here, and then the 4th, which is coming off the coast of Africa. You can see that Paulette goes, or Renee goes north. Paulette continues on for kind of the west-northwest. Here's that wave coming off the coast of Africa, and this thing, according to the European here, just basically runs out of time. But watch what happens here is Paulette gets kind of roped up, and this thing's donezo. Renee does, like I was saying, it kind of does a little loop-de-loo out here. Here's the first wave. We got another wave back in behind that one, marching its way toward the Greater and Lesser Antilles. Here we are on Monday of next week, and then as we get through Tuesday and Wednesday, you can see Renee here did the loop, and it's coming back down and around. That next wave, which is coming off of the coast of Africa, is lifting to the north. This first wave is near Puerto Rico and Hispaniola. This is about the middle of next week. We got a little area of disturbed weather just off the coast of Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. And then as we move through time, you can see how the dry air kind of eats up these guys. We got yet another wave coming off the coast of Africa, and whatever's happening here, and kind of interacting with some of the islands out here, the Hispaniola and Cuba. So this is as we get towards September 18th, so a fair ways down the line, but nevertheless, things remaining reasonably active, of course, the peak of hurricane season, reasonably active out there in the tropical Atlantic. So there's a look at your tropical update for September 8th of 2020, brought to you by the folks over there at Pine Belt Gutters and Remodeling.